Hello everyone. In this video, I'm talking about the next blue light hotspot, which is Japan. So hi, my name is Nancy Rebecca. If you're new to my channel, I've been talking about the frequencies of the blue light that have been coming through starting in 2019, although the blue light celestial beings have been sharing with me. They've been coming through since the beginning of time. But we had those three big blue surges in 2019, 2021, 2023, which was just this last November. But there's blue radiating out through the entire world. So like breadcrumbs, every time the blue light beings kind of want me to, they wish for me to talk about the next location, there's a reason why. It's almost like when you're creating a recipe, you have to put things in certain order, like the dry things don't go with the wet things quite yet. And then you've got the activators and things like that. So everything needs to happen in a certain order according to the blue celestial light being. So I know there's many of you that have been asking me to do a reading on your country, and hopefully one day I will get to that. But at this point, I keep being asked to keep moving forward. And so let's focus on Japan. So in Japan, right away, what the blue beings of light told me and showed me was this right kind of in the center of the country. It was this almost a perfect circle of blue radiant, kind of this very iridescent light that was coming out of this blue circle of water. So when I looked for the blue anywhere else using my clairvoyant sight around Japan, I could definitely see a lot of blue going around the outside of the country, but it was the center that just was palpable with blue light. Then I always kind of go into the intuitive senses, the psychic senses that I go through. So when I was feeling into the kind of the frequency of Japan, there's a sense of kind of a numbness. There's like a clear gelatinous, kind of a mucusy type energy that's there that really kind of, there just seems to be this numbness, this kind of absence of feeling in a certain sense. And so then when I went to kind of tune into what am I hearing in the country of Japan, I can hear, I'm just going to say, dolphin communication, high level dolphin communication. So when I asked Spirit about that, I was told that Japan is the land of the dolphin people. All right, so I'll get more into that as we go along. As I was really sensing into my clairaudience, which is I could hear the dolphin people, I could smell seawater, I could smell seaweed, really fresh seaweed. It just felt very inviting. It felt very comforting. It felt very uplifting. I could sense and smell some kind of floral frequencies, almost as if the wind carries it, but it was all about how it carries it across the water. So whether it's seawater or whether it's, what do we call not non-salty water? Oh man, sometimes I have trouble finding my words, especially after this solar eclipse that we just had. So when they were talking about the lakes and the streams and the rivers, and also talking about the seawater, there's this very high potent, and when I say potent, I mean potent filled with kind of these light codes, and I'm being told it's dolphin light codes. All right, so then when I went to my vision, I can tell you I saw that circle in the middle of the country. I was shown that it's extremely deep. I was shown that there's kind of this mountain energy around it. I could also feel and see these kind of crystallized, it looked very similar to me, like the diamond or the silver energy, and it was almost encrusted around this body of water that's right in the center of the country. So then I was shown kind of dolphins coming to the surface, kind of doing their dolphin chatter, their dolphin kind of frequencies that they were sending out. So there's this dolphin frequency waves that are going out from this water. It's not going out that far. I keep kind of sensing that there's something going on in the background. I had that same feeling. If you haven't watched the Blue Light Hotspot for India, it was very similar in that way. Like, get your roller skates on, get ready. There's going to be a big, massive movement of dolphin consciousness, high level dolphin consciousness. So that's what I could see. I could see dolphins kind of bobbing to the surface, kind of showing themselves and then diving back down deep. And then visually, clairvoyantly, I was shown going deep, 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 deep. And it is a portal into the higher levels of consciousness, and also a portal into the universe, but also portals into the underworld. So there's this kind of dolphin movement in and out and in and out, and then kind of expanding. I can also hear waterfalls in the background. So then I tapped into, what do I know? What do the blue beings of light wish for me to know so that I can share and express that with you? So what I know, based on the information that's coming through, is that the dolphin frequency is building up this potency, and it's going to start really radiating out in bigger ways than it has before. I'm also being, through my knowingness, it's almost like the dolphin populations are going to be increasing. There's going to be, I'm hearing, this mass dolphin movement and very high states of consciousness. So what they do is that they communicate at that telepathic level. Now, what they're telling me is that the people of Japan have a direct connection with the dolphins. They also have a direct connection with their ability to communicate with dolphins, to send telepathically messages to the dolphins, and the dolphins communicate back. Also being shared with me is that the people of Japan, whether you're in Japan or you're a Japanese living in other parts of the world, you are bringing in a lot of dolphin energy that you are anchoring in different places in preparation for this kind of higher, I'll call it too, kind of a watery frequency. Because remember, I said the water is very potent with light codes. So there's something about the dolphins that are have access to these light codes, and they're able to bring in this very high level knowledge and wisdom. They are preparing. They've been preparing for a long time. The dolphins are telling me they've been preparing very intensely for the last 70 years. So I wanted to go and look up a map. So I went to my map on Japan, and I have to tell you, I was really surprised at how small Japan is. Like, it's a really small country to have this much potency. So it really goes to show, even like people like you and like me who say, how can I just as one person make any difference in the world? It's very much like that. It's like, it's not the size of the country. It's not how charismatic you are as a human. It's the frequency that you cultivate and that you carry and that you were born with inside. Now remember, as the blue light came in, they said, what has been hidden will be revealed. So this is exactly what's happening. So I went to the map to look, and I was very curious as to where is this body of water that is so stunningly blue, and it's even though it can be fresh water, there's a lot of this dolphin frequency, and I can see dolphins coming to the surface. So I looked it up, and it's in the, apologies for my pronunciation, GUNMA Prefecture. So I had to look up, what is a prefecture? So a prefecture is a province, or like here in the United States, it would be a state. So it's a province, prefecture, and it's in GUNMA. And also around, there is the city there of Takasaki is the city that's close by. So when I looked, I wanted to know where are the sacred lakes in Japan. And so I had to use my clairvoyant eyes to look at all of the sacred lakes to find out which one is which, where does it belong, which is the one that I'm seeing. And it did come up Lake Haruna, Haruna, Lake Haruna. And so this Lake Haruna, I was able to get validation that it is located high in a mountainous range. So very high in the mountains. It's very much surrounded by the mountain deities, the mountain spirits, the mountain nature beings, fairies. But there's, again, an enormous influence of dolphin energy. So dolphins are very benevolent beings, meaning that they wish well for humanity. They do wish for us to get more comfortable with coming to higher states of consciousness, to be playful, to be joyful, to be clear, crystal clear clarity, and direct with their frequency. And they are wishing for us to become that kind of dolphin-like in that way. Dolphins herald the descent of the goddess energy. Now, I have to tell you, I was in my meditation room, and I do bones divination readings that I learned in my initiation in the Zulu culture. And it was interesting how many of the female bones were showing up in a cluster of potency, and the male bones have these red beads around them, and the red beads were falling off. So what that was telling me was, yeah, the male energy is not going away, but any kind of assertive, aggressive, or we'll say warlike mentality is starting to peel away. It's starting to shed away. And then these kind of goddess type energies are coming to the surface. However, as I'm talking and I can hear the dolphin chatter in the background, they say, but do not make the mistake of thinking that all dolphins are only associated with the goddess, because that's not true. That they have very, very strong masculine divine energy as well. So I wanted to share a little story with you. So I lived on the big island of Hawaii for almost a year. And I lived in a little 12-foot by 12-foot bamboo kind of, it was almost like a Japanese house, if I would call it that. It was screened in, and it had the scroll that was made of teak wood. It was actually a beautiful little place, but it was small. And our restroom was out in the jungle, in nature, but it was very nice. It had flushing toilets, and had to cook outside as well. So it had like this little lean-to, or little thatch roof underneath the kitchen area. So, yep, that's where I lived for almost a year. So I was able to, I'm going to say, make friends with the ocean and make friends with the ocean beings and get more comfortable and stronger in my ability to swim. And so one particular day we went to this place. It's called Two Step. And Two Step is, it just has 2 steps of stones down into it. And I had my little snorkel and my little goggles, and I had my little floaty just for safety to grab hold of. And so I was swimming along, and the water was pretty murky. I probably couldn't see any more than 1 foot in front of me, but I just kept swimming along, and suddenly my heart chakra flew open. It was almost like my heart chakra was dormant, and then there was just this wing, like it just went into this extremely high frequency, and it startled me. And I just kind of hesitated my swimming for a moment. And then suddenly, out of the murkiness, I was nose to nose with a dolphin. So why do I share that with you? Because, yeah, you can swim with fish, and you can see different creatures of the water. But literally, it wasn't like I saw the dolphin and I had a heart-opening response. I had a heart-opening response, and then the dolphin appeared. So that really showed me who they are and who they are to be on this earth, and how they are uplifting us through the waters. So they're sending the frequencies through the waters. I did bring up whales and I did bring up mermaids, and I was told that that was not a part of this conversation. It is a pure dolphin frequency that is coming through. So there was also this sense of keeping secrets hiding in plain sight. Secrets hiding in plain sight. So when I ask what did that mean in Japan, what I'm being told is that Japan, way back, we'll say 100,000 years ago, maybe hundreds of millions of years ago, if it even existed then, was a place where it was highly sacred. And what they're telling me is the dolphin peoples resided there, the dolphin peoples lived there, and the frequencies were there, and that they could come to land and they could go back into the water and they could come back to land. So what they're telling me is that there are many Japanese people who are living today that do know the secret communications with the dolphins. They do know of the existence of the sacred dolphins, and that they are working with sacred dolphin energy. So when I saw again the dolphins coming up out of the water and going back down, it's like they're, you know how you just put your finger up to see which way the wind is blowing? It's like they tap into, is humanity ready for the dolphin frequency yet? So that's what I kept feeling. But there's a lot of dolphin caretakers there that it's been passed on through generations. So even if those of you who are living in Japan, you have an affinity for dolphins, what the dolphin people want you to know is you have an affinity for dolphins because you carry the dolphin frequency within you. Now, are the Japanese the only ones that carry the dolphin frequency? No, you can have many peoples. Your ancestral lineage could go back hundreds of thousands of years and you still carry that frequency. So just know you may not be from Japan, but you can carry that frequency. So return of the dolphin consciousness, return of the telepathic communication of the dolphins. And I'm also, I don't know about this. I need to go look it up, or maybe you intuitive archaeologists out there might be able to share speaking dolphin. That's what they were telling me. There are some people that know how to speak dolphin. So I will leave it at that. So I went to go do a Google search and check about the dolphins and if there is knowledge of the dolphins in Japan. And I will tell you that the very first thing that came up, trigger warning, was that that there is a place in Japan, a small place in Japan, where they harvest dolphin meat for consumption. So I will just put it that way. And that was just like the first 20 categories about the dolphin. But I knew, based on what the dolphin people were telling me, that just can't be the be-all, end-all to what's happening there, or even why. And so then I was able to drill down, and I would love to have you comment, because we're working together, right, to uplift the consciousness on the earth. So any consciousness that you have to bring to this situation, please share it in the comment section. And if you don't feel like you have anything to share, just read the comments, because they are so expanding as we combine our knowledge. So then I discovered that there is a place, it's called Mikura Island, Mikura, and it's off the coast of Japan. And that on that island, there are a lot of caretakers of the dolphins. They highly revere the dolphins. They communicate with the dolphins. They swim with the dolphins. So there's a lot of people that will travel to that island to be in that high frequency of dolphin energy. So you might have this other place in Japan where they harvest the meat of the dolphin, and then you've got this other place that's just, the harvesting site is quite small and it looks like it's shrinking quite a bit. Then you've got this other side that's very potent, expansive, as the dolphins are expressing these beautiful light codes that are coming in. So let me just go back when, again, they said to get ready, because the high dolphin frequency is supposed to be really expanding in ways we probably haven't experienced in our lifetime. When I ask Spirit, how long might we wait for this to happen? They did say it depends on the consciousness of the planet, but at this point, it looks like even in the next 6 months to a year, you can expect to even hear more dolphin frequencies, feel more dolphin frequencies coming through, and being able, some of you, to tap into the consciousness of the dolphins and help communicate what they wish to share with humanity and with the earth and with the universe. So there we go. Beautiful, beautiful Japan, beautiful Lake Haruna, which I'm not sure what the mountains are called around it, but when I looked at the images online, it just looks absolutely stunning. And so anyway, that is our blue light hotspot for Japan for today. We are always stronger together than we ever have been apart. I look forward to having you tune in on the next blue light hotspot right here on my channel. So if you click subscribe and click the little bell, you'll be notified every time a new blue light hotspot comes up. All right, take care, everyone, and let's just bathe in the consciousness of the dolphins. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.